Before Area 51 became a punchline for conspiracy theorists, before it was a meme, a mystery, or a magnet for late-night radio, there was a man standing alone in the Nevada desert, staring at a dry lake bed so empty it felt like the edge of the world. He wasn't looking for aliens. He was looking for a place to hide something far more dangerous. His name was Clarence Leonard Johnson, the man who built secrets for a living. And long before the world knew the name Area 51, he chose that exact strip of desert as a proving ground for a machine that could fly higher than any aircraft in human history. Not because he wanted fame, but because he wanted silence. But here's the twist. Johnson didn't know it then, but the remote runway he carved into Groom Lake would one day become the most conspiracy-soaked location on Earth. The secrecy around the U-2, A-12, and SR-71 was so extreme that it created its own mythology. The public filled the silence with UFO stories. Strange lights at impossible altitudes weren't aliens, they were prototypes. But admitting that would have exposed U.S. intelligence capabilities and allowed the Soviets to adapt. So the government let the rumors grow. In protecting the reconnaissance advantage, they accidentally ignited one of America's most enduring legends, the UFO phenomenon born from classified aircraft that were never meant to be seen. Kelly Johnson was not building a tourist attraction. He was building a spy plane so secretive that even the president wasn't fully briefed. The U-2, a jet that could slip above 70,000 feet, glide over the Soviet Union and photographed missile sites the world didn't even know existed. The desert was chosen for one reason: no one could find it. Ironically, that invincibility is what made it famous. The 1950s were a time when the world smiled in public and panicked in private. America was developing its own satellite program, but the Soviets got there first. And in a small, foul-smelling building behind a plastics factory in Burbank, California, Kelly Johnson was designing machines that looked like they had fallen out of the future. He didn't wait for permission. He didn't ask for committees. He didn't tolerate bureaucracy. He built a P-38 Lightning, the twin-boom fighter flown by America's top aces in World War II. He built the U-2, the aircraft that could see the world from the edge of space. And then, when the Soviets learned how to shoot that down, he built something so fast, so high, so untouchable that it broke the rules of physics just by existing. The SR-71 Blackbird, a jet so advanced that if a missile was fired at it, the pilot's procedure was simple: push that throttle forward, outrun the explosion. No aircraft before or since has matched the combination of speed, altitude, and sheer audacity. But Kelly Johnson's greatest enemy wasn't the Soviet Union, it was paperwork. Lockheed was a traditional American corporation. Meetings, memos, committees, layers of approval. Kelly despised all of it. So he created his own kingdom, Skunk Works, a place where engineers worked in secret, built prototypes in months instead of years, and operated under a set of rules so radical that modern Silicon Valley still copies them. He demanded absolute autonomy, minimal staff, direct communication, no bureaucracy, no excuses. He ran Skunk Works like a submarine captain. Tight crew, high trust, zero tolerance for nonsense. And it worked. The U-2 was built in 8 months, the SR-71 in 20. These weren't just aircraft. They were acts of defiance. Kelly Johnson was so successful that Lockheed tried to promote him. Not once, not twice, 3 times. They offered him the presidency of the entire company, a corner office, a chauffeur, a salary that would make most engineers faint. He turned it down every single time. Why? Because he hated meetings. He hated corporate drudgery. He hated the idea of being trapped behind a desk while other people built the future. He wasn't a businessman, he was a builder, and he knew that if he ever put on a suit, the world would lose one of its greatest engineers. So he stayed where he belonged, in the hangar, sleeves rolled up, blueprint in hand, surrounded by the smell of jet fuel and possibility. By the time he retired, Kelly Johnson had personally overseen the design of over 40 aircraft. 40. In an era when designing one could take a decade, he built fighters, bombers, reconnaissance aircraft, and experimental machines that still look futuristic today. He built the tools that kept the Cold War from turning hot. He built the secrets that shaped the modern world. And he built them with a philosophy so simple it feels almost rebellious. Small teams, big ideas, move fast, trust your people, ignore the noise. Today, the Blackbird sits in museums like a sleeping dragon. The U-2 still flies missions no drone can replace. And the Area 51, the desert strip chose for its silence, is now a global symbol of mystery. But the real secret was never the base. It was the man. Kelly Johnson didn't chase fame. He didn't chase titles. He didn't chase power. He chased altitude. He chased speed. He chased the impossible. He believed that the future belonged to the people willing to build it in the shadows, long before the world was ready to understand. And in the end, that's exactly what he did. He built secrets. He built legends. He built the machines that outran missiles, outpaced politics, and outlived the Cold War. And he did it all from a little shack behind a plastics factory, a place called Skunk Works, where the future was born in silence. If Johnson's U-2 and SR-71 provided the intelligence that prevented global conflict, were they the real peacekeepers of the Cold War? What do you think? Let us know in the comments below.